People, deluded, I'm back again. Man United and Arsenal have obviously just drawn 1-1 at Old Trafford. That makes it 14 years since Arsenal have won there and taken 3 points. Don't try banning me, United fans. We've won the league at your ground. You ain't done that here. I know you've won the war, but we might as well review the player ratings. Now, obviously, quick little word before we really get into it. Little DG waffle. Yeah, man, I don't really think it was a poor performance it was a poor performance, but it weren't, you know, when we've lost and we've capitulated and we sit here harping on about the many values you need to display in terms of if you want to win a football match or just show what you can do as a team. I don't really think it was one of them. I'm more looking at the game plan with Gooner Emery, people. I'm not even going to lie to you, because I think it was a real defeative attitude today. I don't feel we really set out there to really try and take it. Form goes out the window, like I said in previews, when our two teams play. But I don't feel, considering United's form and whatnot, for someone who's so pragmatic and analytical in his approach, I don't feel we tried enough to ask questions of their defence or their nerves. De Gea is a quality keeper, but for instance, he's had issues this season. We didn't look really to test him. We know Maguire, Lindelof, and Wan-Bissaka, they were right players, to be fair. But well, Bissaka didn't play obviously today. But we didn't look to ask questions. Axel Tuchel did well, and he done his thing last season at Villa. But we didn't look to ask him real questions. We didn't look to anything. Whether you watch Man United all season as a fan or as an analytical person, or you're just watching a match of the day, any of them evident problems, I don't feel we really tried to exploit today, man. But that being said, I do think first and foremost we've got to hail up Saka, man. We'll get onto Saka, but Saka, bad boy footballer today. For me, I'm giving Leno a 9, people. I don't feel Leno's perfect, but I'm giving Leno a 9, man, because what more could he do? The goal weren't his fault. He made enough saves. Again, I don't know statistically how many saves he had. As an Arsenal fan and just as someone who was emotionally attached to the game, I might be exaggerating, and he might have statistically only made 6 saves, people. But for me, it felt like 100 in that. There was good. He made some good saves and some. Leno did his thing today, man. I think Leno played well, because I'm looking at it. Could I have asked more from you? I don't potentially feel I could have. If I'm going to watch the game again after this, people, I could say something else, but I don't feel I could ask Leno anything, man. And I feel his performance deserved a clean sheet, but at the end of the day, there's nothing he can do about other individuals in front of him. So I'll give Leno a 9, people. I actually was going to give it an 8, but now that I think about it, like, it's a 9. It's not a 10, because he didn't keep a clean sheet, sadly. I'll give Luiz a 7. I was going to say 6, but I'll change it to 7. Obviously, Luiz had his shaky moments, but I feel Luiz was alright today still, man. I feel we're all ready to talk about him when he plays nervous and stuff. I don't feel he was perfect, but I feel he done what he could today, and he was alright, man. I can obviously expect more of him, but I don't feel he was appalling today or was really the deciding factor between us losing. I feel as a team we lost this game because of the tactical decisions and just how we defended. We got counter-attacked from our own corner, forgive me if I'm wrong. We're allowing, and that corner initially, the corner that led to the counter-attack, it initially broke down, and we're letting midfield runners, again, McTominay, not picked up on the edge of the area. Players could have done better in these incidences. When I watch the game again, I might see Luiz's positioning and might say to you guys he could have done this and that and the other. This is why I watch games twice or try them 3 times, people. I'm not going to lie and say I watched them 4 times, but it is what it is. So I'll give Luiz a 7, man. I'll give Socrates a 5. I think he was alright. There was one, was it on Rashford? You know, a 6, man. I think if I can remember rightly, he made a big tackle on Rashford, so I'll give him a 6. Kolasinac, I gave him a 5. I feel he was alright. I feel he could have done better. I feel his deliveries could have been better. There was one time he was engaging on the left-hand flank, and it's like he went to try and tackle and then stopped. There was a couple of moments I was scratching my head and thinking, huh? And he did kind of... I wasn't really impressed with how he was going in the 50-50s. I feel a couple of tackles in the defensive draws that fell his way, pardon me. He could have done much better, but I don't feel he was appalling, so a 5 is a respectable one. Torreira, I'll give Torreira a 5 as well. Potentially, a 6. A 6. He's not playing in his role, people. What can a man do? He's not playing in his role. We're having him press as an attacking mid, like what Ramsey and Joe Willett does when he plays. Ramsey when he's previously at the club. So I personally give Torreira a 6, man. I feel it was on course for a 5, but I'm actually, as you can see, I'm reviewing these player ratings as I'm going ahead. I'll give Guendouzi a 7. I feel he was good today. In fact, is an 8 overdoing it, people? I'll give him a 7. I'll stick with my guns for this. I feel Guendouzi was superb today. In fact, maybe that's an exaggeration, but again, standing up to be counted in a big game. This is what you like to see from these players. I'm going to keep it short and sweet on Guendouzi. He gets a 7. Xhaka gets a 4. I don't want to keep harping on, but it is quite concerning, man. Some of these tackles that he's doing and he's getting away with them. I was thinking, how are you not sent off in this? Like, Xhaka, like, he didn't... There were some good moments from him in the game, but it's just... It is what it is at this moment with Xhaka, man. I don't want to look like I'm scapegoating or trying to get clicks and whatnot, so I'm just going to leave it at that. So it stays at 4. Pepe gets a 4. Pepe, I don't know what I'm going for Pepe. I mean, I'm sticking by him. I'm not closing the chapter on Pepe. I'm standing by him. Because at the end of the day, him and Reece Nelson, as in poor form as they are, as frustrating as it is seeing them in poor form, it's better than the wide options we had last season. I'm not saying that means they rest on their laurels. I'm not saying I don't want more. But I'm prepared to persist with Pepe. And I also have to question Arsenal fans. Will you actually watch it? It's not a crime if he wasn't, but do you actually do your research or watching Pepe? Because he's not a £72 million player. Arguably, we've overpaid to a degree, and hopefully he becomes that player. But he's a 24-year-old player, not in the finished article. Again, he's still adapting. He hasn't been here 6 months. Imagine if Bergkamp, Henry and Perez were all casted off after 6 months at Arsenal, or decisions were made. Could you imagine social media then? I'm not saying that he's going to reach them levels, but I do think there's a player in that. That being said, I can't let him escape from it. The decision making was appalling. Some of the crosses, there was a period in the second half, like a 5-minute passage, he was giving Man United a bit of scares and whatnot. But I feel Pepe was shocking today, and it's a tough one with Pepe. Do you take him out the firing line now? Probably, if there's a case for that. To a degree, I'm thinking, do we move Saka completely on the right? Do we move Saka Quicting to the right and move Pepe to the left, really, people? And where his game would, in theory, be a tiny bit less complicated because he'd just have to drive. Right now, he's still adapting to his teammates. Obviously, I don't really want to disturb Saka's, what he's doing on the left-hand flank, but just to dumb Pepe's game down as such. Pepe, regardless of me defending him about developing and whatnot, he can play better. He should play better. We should see better performances. You're seeing it from Daniel James. He's still adapting. I'm sticking by him. Maybe my body doesn't want me to, but I'm sticking by Pepe, man. But today, I keep it 100. He was poor. He showed promise in a couple previous games. We need to see a goal from him in open play and whatnot. But today, he was shocking, man. 4. I give Saka a 10, man. I give Saka a 10. If he was a 22-year-old or plus that, I'd give him a 9. But he's an 18-year-old playing at Old Trafford. United fans were on top of him. He could have easily cowered into a ball and hidden. But he played for the shirt. We always talk about being brave. He's a brave man, fearless, taking men on, good balance, got his assists. Can't ask more of Saka today. The only thing I could have asked more of Saka potentially is stop looking to the refs to stop, bro, because these refs in the Premier League, you're quickly going to see they don't care about us. So keep playing. And there was a chance, when was it Lindelof? I can't remember. Did Lindelof slip people? I think Lindelof slipped, Saka ran onto it. And I feel we should have scored that. We should have taken advantage of that opportunity. But I feel Saka was good today. You expect them, obviously he's got to learn from that. And you expect him to score in that. But he's 18, he's going to do that. I feel Saka was a bad boy footballer today. And he stood up to be counted more so than certain players that have been capped for their country numerous times and did other things and just have a higher standing in football than Saka, man. I think Saka did his thing. It's a testament to the academy. You lot know me, I like to do this young player thing, so I'm always going to sing the praises of young players, and I'm always going to have a bit of bias, admittedly. It's important to recognise these things, people. I'm not perfect. Saka gets a 9. Aubameyang gets a 9. He scored, he worked hard. I can't ask more of Aubameyang. We didn't try, and for as much as I feel in big games Aubameyang can do more, and I feel Aubameyang's clearly a player. If we're not going to be on the front foot and give him some service, he can make his own goals, but he's not Lacazette in the sense that he's a gunman in front of goal, but he's not that. He's technically good, but his skill set isn't to come deep and fashion his own chances. So, if you're not going to be on the front foot or show something in an attacking sense, I won't say Aubameyang's out of the game, but he's out of the game and feeding on scraps, in which he was. The referee tried to defeat him today. In fact, sadly, it didn't happen. So he gets a 9 for me. Chambers as well, before I forget about Callum Chambers, I feel he can get I think I'll give him a 6. Between a 6 and a 7, I feel he did alright today, man. I'll give him a 6 because I don't want to seem like I'm going overboard. Am I missing anyone else out? I feel when Ceballos came on, he was actually quite poor today, people, to be fair with you. I feel Willock, I can't really give him a rating. I feel Willock, not really long on the field long enough to get a rating, but if it was just as a joke sort of thing, I'd give him a 10 purely because he showed more in his little cameo than certain other players that were playing longer than him. Nelson, I feel Nelson was poor when he came on. I feel the proactiveness was there, but I just feel the end product, he looks low on confidence. His confidence looks shot, and it's like we really need to stand by him, people. This is what young players are going to go through. And again, with Arsenal fans, were they really watching last season? And this is where it pees me off with social media, because them games there that Nelson was scoring for Hoffenheim, it was amazing for him to score. If you're watching the whole game, he wasn't necessarily playing well. He's still developing, people. Nelson is still developing. His confidence looks shot. He looks like he's second guessing himself, and I think he will come good, but there's no way escaping it. I don't feel he did his thing today, so I feel 2 of the 3 substitutions that they came on were quite poor, really and truly, and it's... Yeah, man, and I feel Ceballos actually should have started. I feel it's not rocket science. You're playing Torreira in the cam role, and then you're having to take him off, not necessarily because he's playing poor, but you're having to take off one of these midfielders to bring on a creative midfielder. And we're bringing on creative midfielders, and we're not trying to be creative. So what actually are we trying to do in terms of our playing style at this moment in time? We're just as a football club. We're still, we're trying to be compact, but then I'm watching players like Pogba, even McTominay, and to a degree Pereira. They get into dribble and come to our goal. Again, you have to question mark what the players are doing, but I have to look at what are these players being taught? What are they being told to do? It really is starting to annoy me, people. But in regards to the Arsenal versus United draw today in the Premier League, I don't feel I'm missing any players out. And if I did, clearly they didn't have any significance. So we live to fight another day. Whatever way we shape it, we just have to look to the Europa League, I believe, at 8 PM on Thursday against Standard Liège. Quick little pit stop. Then we resume Premier League action, I believe, against Bournemouth at the weekend. For now, though, I'm out of here, though, man. People, Deluded. Thank you for watching and rocking, man. I appreciate it. And sorry for the late upload. I've actually just got home from work relatively. There's not much more I can do beyond this point, but say thank you for watching, subscribe, comment and whatnot. I'm going to jump in the shower, eat my dinner and go to my bed, wake up and give you some other content. For now though, DG, I'm out.